Tonight on Nova Legends podcast, I have South Lake's state champion 4x800 relay team. An amazing team. They won so many titles. It's going to be hard to read them all. But I'm very, very pleased to talk to this team. And to introduce them, I have Bella Harsanji, who is a freshman at University of Michigan, just graduated from South Lakes. I have Catalina Simon, who's a senior, rising senior at South Lakes. I have Aya Ryan, who's a rising junior, and Caroline Elliott, who's a junior. They just recently set a Virginia state record in the 4x8. They got third in the very prestigious pin relays. Two-time district, state, and two-time district, regional, and state champion indoor and outdoor, and third in Nike Nationals in the 4x400, which is a shorter event, which is a much different event. They've all won numerous titles in their various events. Did I get most of that correct, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So, well, first of all, this has got to be a very exciting time for a track and field runner because the Olympics are on, and track and field is elevated. And it's especially the last week of the Olympics, we get to see a lot of the Olympic runners at this time. How cool is it to watch these events? Are you guys really inspired by what we've seen? And Americans are doing amazing, winning races as underdogs this last week. So who wants to go first?
Yeah, it's been really cool. Like, we've all been watching it. We've been texting. Like today, when Sydney McLaughlin was running her 400 hurdles, I was texting Bella. And I'm literally shaking right now. Like, my hands were shaking, and Bella was like, I pulled over to the side of the road to watch. It's just been so cool. And we've been following these athletes. We watch them at Olympic trials. We watch them different meets this whole season. To see them all come to the Olympics and just put it all out there is really awesome.
Yeah, I think this year too, just the USA has just been so dominant. With all their comebacks in so many of their races. In the 15, in the 400, it's just really inspiring, especially for young athletes like us, who those are our role models.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, you guys specialize, at least as a relay team, in the 4x800, and I think people don't realize, or I don't think, it's every human body specializes in a certain event. The way our muscles are, our build, how we breathe. We're not all good at every event. 800 is a special event, but a good 400 runner could run a 800 relay. A good 1500 runner could run an 800 relay, but they might not be amazing in their own event. Do you think people realize how nuanced each event is, and how these different events favor a very different type of athlete?
Well, in high school, we definitely try to not be one event specific. And like you said, we ran the 4x4, but some of us also have gone down to the 200 and then up to the 2 mile and then the 5K in cross country. So I actually think that we do have a really broad area.
Yeah,
at least in high school. But then I definitely do agree that once you get to the collegiate level and then totally the pro level, that you really narrow it down.
Yeah, we like to do lots of different events. The 200, we said, it's kind of a fun event for us, where we don't have to be so
not our best event,
well, just for fun. But our coach lets us do a lot of stuff, and we do doing the 400 a lot because our coach says it makes you better for the 8. So a fast 4 means fast 8. But we definitely do our coach's training is definitely specialized for the 800. That's what we do our best, and that's what he sets it up to be like.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, if you're I think most people probably understand the sprinters the best, just because the 4x1 is easiest to understand because you just run as fast as you can. But the other races are much more tactical. Now, when you do a 4x8, obviously I don't believe it's staggered because it's 2 laps per person. How tactical is that race? And does it matter which runner runs first? Because the 4x1, we understand that if some runners run turns better than others, and So therefore they want to run them on the turns, and some might be good starters. You might want to run them first. Some are just blazing fast. So they have a running start if they're the anchor. But the 4x8 is a little bit different because those factors may not apply. So does it matter in terms of order in a 4x8?
Yeah, I think it does because like different legs can specialize in different things. Like if you're the first leg, you're really good at like getting out hard and like getting us like in a good position, whether that be like be in the lead or be in the pack. And a lot of more like successful races, like we were like in the lead, so like up front. So like learning to just to run by yourself. And then those other legs, learning either to like chase people down is another really good skill to have for those like middle legs. And especially that like last leg, just like closing hard because like you're just running to the finish line.
Or like some people run better if they're with other people and like competing, but some people can run alone like just as well, if not better. So sometimes like the like usually like maybe the second and like the third leg often like has to run alone if there's not a lot of competition. So it's important to have someone who can like maintain that fast rhythm even if they don't have competition.
Should we like tell usually does what?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, tell us who does what.
So I usually do the first, like the lead off leg, because I mean, like, obviously I'm like tall and like maybe that's like intimidating to like some other people on like the start line. So like that definitely helps. I feel like I open up like pretty fast for like, I don't know, the 8. So that's definitely good. And I like to like get us into a position. So I've kind of started like always running first leg. That's what our coach puts me in. So, and I like it. It's good.
And who's second leg?
I'm the second leg.
And why are you second leg?
I think I come from more like come from a speed base, and I come from definitely more like a strength base. Like I've never dropped down to the 2, but I've gone up to like the 2 mile, and I've like focused on cross country a lot. So I'm very good. Most of my 800s are very consistent, very even. I've never gone out like crazy hard and then died, but I've never also like I'm just very consistent. So like knowing how to gauge my effort for the whole 2 laps and like maintaining the position we're in.
So because you're a distance runner, you're the kind of person you want to get in your rhythm. And once you get in a rhythm, you can maintain that rhythm. But you don't want to be the kind of person to be last, to have to cut into a margin, cut into a deficit. You want to be the kind of person that can maintain a consistent pace throughout, because you're a distance runner. Is that right or no?
I mean, definitely maintaining that rhythm is nice, but chasing people, like we learn how to do that. Our coach always says you have 2 laps to catch someone. So reeling them in slowly, not just going out crazy and dying at the end.
Right. Okay. Who's the third leg?
I'm the third leg. I'm a third leg because I love to chase people down. Like at our Penn relays, like that was like one of my favorite meets of the season because like I was able to catch so many people and get us back into the race. And it's just very fun. Like you just get like a little speed boost each time. You just like pick a person off because it's always like fun to pass someone, but never fun to be passed. And yeah.
Yeah. Right. So when you get the baton, I guess it depends on what level you're racing at, but generally, are you guys in the lead when you get the baton? Yeah. So then you're just trying to maintain. You're trying to maintain the lead.
Make the gap bigger, yeah.
This year, the only meet where we had like competition was Penn relays.
Yeah.
Wow. And was that intimidating to be in a close competition after?
I mean, that's where we broke the Virginia state record. So having competition helps us to run fast. And I think almost all of us like PR'd our splits that day.
Is it more? First of all, so Caroline, you must be 4th. You must be the anchor. Right.
Yes.
Okay. And why are you the anchor?
I think I'm the anchor because like Catalina, I have been pretty consistent. So I think that my coach and my teammates trust me in that position. And I think I'm also very competitive. And at the end of a race, like we call it beast mode or demon. And I really like kick into that last gear and like I'm confident in my finish. And I think that's why I get the privilege of anchoring this team home.
Right. So you're beast mode. Is it, and so you're the anchor. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, does being in a relay team, does it help your individual performance and your individual events, or can it be distracting because you're tired because you have multiple events, or it depends?
I think it definitely helps because when we run the 4x8, if it's like a 2-day meet or even if it's a 1-day meet, it's usually the first thing to go. And we usually have like a lot of success in the 4x8. So it's really good to like start off a meet strong, like start it off with winning. And we like to say like we get the 4x8 like under our belt, like we do like our best in that, and it kind of like gives us a really, really good momentum for our next individual spots. And I think just like the team like aspect, it really pushes you. It's like, wow, like you did so good as a team, and then you kind of want to prove that you can also like do good by yourself as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, like it's definitely a big confidence booster to just start the meet with a bang. Yeah.
Right.
And also like to get this good of a relay, we like all train together and work together and push each other really hard. And that as a result, like boosts us as individual athletes too.
And you guys like each other, right?
Yeah, no, we hate each other.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome. We're all like best friends. Like
Yeah.
we hang out all the time. We're always like texting. Like
Yeah.
we're like practice is literally just like we just to hang out. Like especially when we go on runs, we just like talk. We like talk about our day, talk about like what's going on in our lives.
Like,
It's just like so fun.
We always make plans outside of track. Like last week we were at this this quarry, this jumping spot, and then tomorrow we're going hiking with each other. So
We'll see depending on the weather.
So it's really fun just to have that like bond because of track, but then also to like have that friendship outside of track.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, if you hated each other, let's say you guys are very talented and fast, but you hated each other, could you still be successful and hate each other?
No. Oh.
Yeah,
Is that
no,
me?
definitely not. Like we have to spend so much time
Yeah.
together. Like practices like 3+ hours every single day.
The charger.
And we travel like 10 relays, we go to New York, we went to Oregon, and it's just like we're in our especially when we travel for meets, like we're in our hotel room basically all day. All the meets are like in the evening. So we really, obviously we're like family. Like we bicker like family, but like at the end of the day, like we're really close. And we couldn't do this if we like didn't like each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you live with each other at meets, especially like long meets like nationals or with like days on end with each other. Like you learn to love each other no matter what.
We love
Yeah.
it tiger too.
Now, could being in a successful relay team, can it raise your profile and help you get recruited? Like, I mean, obviously you're going to have some great times on your own to get opportunities to run in college. But the fact that you're a member of a great relay team, can that raise your profile and help you?
Yeah, I would say for sure it does, because it kind of just puts you like on the map, and teams, especially like when I was going through like my recruiting phase, like teams that have good relays generate like good individuals, and it's kind of just like a really like good sign, because then like the relay is like the core of the team,
Mhm.
and it can like provide you to go to these like really big meets like nationals and Penn relays, and have all these opportunities to compete and get faster and be around like national level competition.
Yeah, and also it just shows like your team, we're not just in it for like the individual glory, but and a lot of coaches like they want to see how you're gonna like support their team,
So if I had to pick a pure 800 runner, which of you four would be the 800 would be their prime event? That would be
Yeah.
that's your event.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like them too.
Yeah.
Okay, so 800
Yeah.
is your primary event.
Yeah, they're like
run-
mile 800.
Yeah, they
we're
run
like
a mile.
we're like 8-4, soon to be 8 and 15 as I go to college.
Good.
But I'm excited for that.
In college, you're gonna move. It's easier probably to go longer distance than go shorter, I would think, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
In college, very common.
yeah.
right.
Like
So-
staying in college, you bump up an event.
What's that?
Staying in college is that like you bump up an event.
Okay.
you have, like,
and
push-
which event is more valued by colleges? Like, for example, if let's say you could have lots of different skills and be good at different events, but what are the events that the that the colleges value the most? That's easiest to get opportunity.
Yeah, but I think colleges like to see that you have speed because like they
Yeah.
can build your strength and like bump you up, but to know that you have that speed, I think,
Valuable.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
valuable.
But I
Not
think-
everyone has
Yeah, I think it also depends, like, coaches wanna see you have speed, they also wanna see you have strength, they want someone who's diverse, can do everything.
Right.
And they also, it depends on the program, you know, some programs are really focused on cross country and kind of bring it back in track. Some programs are very much, we wanna be good in June and, you know, cross country is more of a building phase, so.
Yeah.
It really, there's not really one answer for
Yeah,
that.
that was a huge thing, like looking forward, because some like programs are really like high mileage programs, and I was kind of looking for like a more like mid-D program to like better myself and like the events like I knew that I wanted to grow into. And especially like that's why Michigan was like so perfect because like they just fit all that criteria.
Well, it's also a great school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how necessary is cross country to be a great 800 relay team? Do you think every runner should, I mean, I'm maybe not sprinters or 200 runners, but should most runners do cross country in high school? Is it improve your
If you're
game?
an 800 runner, then yeah.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah, even like a fun fact, the American Quincy Hall who just won the 400, he like did an interview and in that he said that it was college too, or just high
I
school.
think just high school.
In high school he ran cross country and now he's
Mhm.
Olympic champion. In
And
400.
he was like, he wasn't that high up, like with 100 to go, and then he like pulled out like this crazy
Straight,
kick
yeah.
and
Oh,
passed it,
I saw it. Yeah.
and you have like that kind of strength, like you're able to like have that finish.
Yeah. We always say like, you need speed to finish, but you also like, you need strength to be there for the kick. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't have strength, like, and you finish really strong, like, it doesn't matter if you're all the way in the back.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, cross country is that like foundation you need
Yeah.
if you want to run a good 800 or
Yeah.
mile or whatever. It really just like makes you much like because everything's just long in cross country, so it really just builds like your mental fortitude.
Our coach was using this metaphor the other day. He says, like, we have to build a strong foundation with cross country in order to build our tower tall.
Wow. So cross country is very much a part of the program.
Yes.
Yeah.
So who is your, I feel, and I have three kids. I feel soccer is like the kids are bombarded by that when they're young. And then, you know, some go to basketball and other sports. I feel track and field, it's not really, kids aren't really exposed to it that much. Do you feel that way? Do you feel like we don't expose our kids, our great athletes enough to track and field? So most kids end up playing football or basketball or soccer, whatever it is. And track and field is kind of an afterthought. You guys ever feel that way?
Well, all four of us, when we were younger, played soccer, and all of us went into high school with the intention of playing soccer.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, none of us had run before high school, like, we all just
Yeah.
came in.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think running's a great sport, but I also think it's good that like
we haven't.
that kids
Yeah.
like get to it later. I think it's really good for kids to like do team sports and not be so focused on like their
Yeah.
individual success. And then once you get to high school, you're a little more mature and maybe ready for that higher level of pressure.
And there's definitely the component of like getting burnt out.
Yeah.
So if you're really little and you start track in elementary school and then you've already been doing it for like 4 years before you get to high school and you have to do it for 4 more years.
And then
it's-
maybe 4 more years. before you
Yeah,
go to
exactly.
college.
You're not gonna like have as good of a relationship and maybe it's not gonna feel as fun or it's just gonna feel like a chore, like a burden because you're burnt out and that's definitely not like what we wanna see.
Yeah, like you have to love track, honestly, like, or else like you're just gonna get so burnt out because honestly, it is hard. Like, especially now, like cross country, you're just putting on like so much like mileage and fartleks and like these like mile repeats, like hard workouts. So you just have to like always have that like that why you're doing this, and especially like when you're young, like I'm really glad like I started late because now I have like this really strong appreciation for the sport. Like even in those like hard days or like when I'm just pounding mileage, like just why I love to do this and like meeting people like them is just so amazing.
Yeah, but like that being said, all four of us we are coaches at like a youth track program that we just run through our school. It's like once a week, it's very chill, but we have kids from the ages of like 4 to like middle school, like 12 plus. And that's like a good experience for them. It's early, you know, it's not like go out here and run a race or go out
It's
here
not
and
high level.
do super hard workouts, but just like light exposure to track. So
Yeah,
like
that's-
maybe some kids aren't into that team aspect, but they want to be active, they want to play sports, and maybe it's a good stepping stone for going to the next level of athletics.
Yeah, track you also have to have like, I feel like all of us have to have like this competitive edge to you that like we didn't really get within team sports, which is I think is so essential because in the end of the day, it's just you. Like you're putting one foot in front of the other, trying to beat the person next to you. And it's just like it's so different versus like playing on a field with like how many like 11 other people versus just like you and the other people on the line. Like people that like are just not they're just like red jersey, blue jersey, like you're just trying to beat them.
Mhm.
Right. So I think what you guys are saying is, with track as compared to other sports, many of the skills necessary for other sports and also the team kind of sharing, it's important to learn early. But many of the assets that you need for track, you don't really need to really focus on them because as you get older and stronger, you'll get them, and the coaching can come later. So it's almost. I'm not going to discourage you guys' coaching career, but it's almost like you can go ahead and worry about track once you get into high school.
Yeah. What do you guys
Is
think?
that fair? Or no, am I overstating it or?
I mean, I think it's every kid's decision, but I think it's not, I don't think I would like choose to like really try to get track and get a ton of younger kids to do track. I think it's good that people just slowly get to it as they age.
Yeah. Because it's like in the end, like once like you introduce like it's like the kid's decision whether they want to keep going with it or kind of put like the back pedal on it. Because like if you keep going on it, it can lead you like again like so many amazing opportunities we were able to do in high school.
I mean, for me, it's something I would highly recommend for any freshman coming in. Like the reason I joined cross country before my freshman year is so I can meet people going into high school.
Mhm.
We have such a good team dynamic, not just the four of us, but like all our other teammates. Like right now, they're in the basement hanging out, like as we speak. So I definitely would recommend that people going into high school, people going into meeting a new school, that sort of things.
Yeah.
Join the track team, join the cross country team, because it's everyone there is hardworking. Everyone there
Yeah.
knows what you're going through. Everyone there is so welcoming and kind. Like
Runners tend to be like very good people.
Yeah.
actually.
It's like you recognize like what we're going through, like
Yeah.
and also it's so pretty. Like you just get to watch this season's change, especially in fall, like all the pretty leaves and like the good weather and everything. No, but like how you're saying, like this is like my unofficial like going away party. And you just become just so close with your team. Just like even after high school running, like it's a bond that never leaves.
Yeah, it's definitely so worth it. Like I mean I love running, but I definitely wouldn't stay if I didn't love the team. Like this is like they like drew me in like when like me and Caroline were freshmen together, like they invited us to, like all the hangouts and stuff. And it's definitely like the core of like why we're good is because we have such like a supportive team that we love them and it's awesome. And like Caroline was saying, like everybody on the team, like we're all like taking advanced classes, we're all like have a lot of like rigorous like schoolwork, and then on top of that we're going to 3-hour practices, so we're all like committed and we like kind of relate to each other and we like we work together very well.
So you're kind of like drama nerds. You're like Trek nerds. You guys right? You guys are all nice and supportive and have good grades. Is that kind of how it works?
Yeah.
A little bit. All right. My daughter's a drama nerd. So, and they always say the drama folks are the nicest people in the building, but maybe the track folks are actually nicer. So who are your, so when I was a kid, and I'm very old, but we didn't have as much, cable TV or YouTube. So the Olympics, any kind of sporting event we watched because there wasn't as many options on TV. So track and field was huge when I was a kid. So the folks that ran track like Carl Lewis and Evelyn Hayes and Flojo, I mean they were huge icons. I mean they were unbelievably like popular characters. Who are the first track figures that influenced you guys? Who were the first people that you saw on TV or on YouTube that made you want to run track and specialize in it?
I would say definitely Sydney McLaughlin was one of them. Like if you haven't seen, like she just broke the world record today.
But she did. I didn't. You just spoiled it. I was gonna-
Bella's been spoiling all week. She's been spoiling the track.
I literally pulled over on the side of the highway to watch her race because I was like on the way to the dentist. But like, no, she was just like so inspirational. She's so humble and loving and just insane. Another one, a really amazing runner, I think Mo, she's an 800 runner. She set the American record last year and she had like an insane comeback. She didn't do that good at like world championships. And then there was like this another race that happened. I think it was like the Prefontaine, and she just like let it from the gun and just like completely dominated it. So just seeing these races, like you just feel so motivated and inspired. Like some more names
Oh, yeah.
like Quincy Hall. If you haven't heard, like he's 16 on the
Okay,
US
that's Quincy
team.
Wilson.
Oh, Quincy Wilson, and then Noah Lyles, he's amazing. Anna Hall, just so many
Yeah.
runners because they're like celebrities in my head.
Do we think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I fangirl. I definitely fangirl the most. Like I'll be like, oh, like look at this girl. Like
You guys see him.
Yeah, but I mean, something like more personal to us is Kira D'Amato. Like she held both at like one point. She's held both the American record in the marathon and the half marathon. And just recently she left, but she used to be coached by the same coach who coaches us. And so she would sometimes like come when she'd be working out at the track and we'd be working out. And after the first time we won indoor
4x8.
like the 4x8 indoor stage, she like sent us a video. She's like, I'm so proud of you guys. Like, and just seeing her, like, she's literally so high. Like she's one of Nike's like most sponsored athletes. Like
She's
a
mom
huge-
of two.
Yeah, she has a huge following. She's amazing, but also like we see the work she's putting in. Like she
Uh-huh.
literally just like she does the same like drills and hurdles, like stretching and stuff that we have to do every day. So it's really awesome to see that.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Another South Lake, or I guess the first South Lakes alum we haven't talked about, Alan Webb.
Yeah, of course.
You heard of him, of course, yeah. We
He came
always
this year, yeah.
Yeah, he came to our school and talked to us thanks to our coach because they're still like in connection. And like even when we go to like events like 10 relays and
Oh
stuff
my
like
God,
that,
yeah.
whenever they see the word South Lakes, they're like, oh my goodness, South Lakes, this is the Alan Webb school.
Home of Alan
Because
Webb.
he has a high school American mile record still. So like
Yeah.
I was at 3:53. So like
Yeah.
it's like
Pretty crazy.
like cemented in history and it's like
Yeah.
synonymous with South Lakes.
But it's cool. He was once like just a normal like
Yeah.
high schooler like us, walking the same halls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Alan Webb, besides Grant Hill, and maybe Michael Jackson, one of the biggest South Lakes alum. I went to Robinson, and we had a runner named Megan McCarthy who won 17 state championships. She was going to come join me and ask you guys some questions tonight, but she couldn't make it. But she really wanted to be here. So, you know, when you're a runner, an aspiring runner, do runners transfer to private school or other schools to be amongst other runners? Is that a thing? Like, you know, in basketball, obviously in football, as you guys know, sometimes players transfer because they want to be on different teams, different coaches. Does that happen in running as well?
Yeah, so like we were talking about Quincy Wilson, he goes to the Bullis School, which they do recruit. Didn't they try to recruit you, Bella?
Yeah.
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 And there are definitely a lot of private schools who recruit teams. And what's
Like
also
IMG is another
yeah,
one.
Catholic.
yeah, Union Catholic. And what's really cool is like when you look at like the top teams nationally, a lot of those teams are private schools who have recruited, but it's so cool that our names are right up there and like we're just four girls who randomly went to the same high school. Like
Yeah.
we weren't recruited like before high school, no one knew we were gonna be this good.
Yeah.
And we always say stuff like the only reason we're all together is like because we randomly live in the same area.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we got so lucky that we're all here like at the same time. Like we like got together in the same like 4 years here in the same town. It's like
Yeah.
And
it's
like
actually crazy.
having a relay is so hard. Like you need 4 people to show up on the day. Like if
Consistent.
half the people show up, you're not going to do well. And you know, like even some teams who recruit, they get people from all over the country, and we still beat them because like we're just like that. Like we're just performing at that high of a level. So it's just really awesome to see. Like even though we don't recruit, we can still like be up
Be
there
up
with the
with-
best.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys like have a fifth just in case someone's sick or gets hurt? So when you're a good relay team, do you have a fifth in mind, or do you not even go there?
We have like girls that step up during like district and region meets when they're like when all of us are doing like some individual events like that. So we definitely have like people that can help us like place high. But something we need to improve on, we think, is like definitely bringing more people in, like being like more kind of inclusive, meaning like, hey, like you can be like part of our relay. You just need to like, I don't know.
Yeah. But we have like our coach, he's been around the sport for a long time. So like he obviously has a really good program. So we're always developing runners.
Yeah.
Roscoe, Rossi.
Now, do track runners belong to clubs as well? So do you have a club team and also a high school team like soccer and basketball, or just
Some people, I don't really know anybody who does like both, but I know some people, if their school like doesn't even really have a track team, they'll join a club instead.
Yeah.
But
Not really in the Virginia area, and
Mostly
like
sprinters, like if they do club or sprinters, because usually like distance runners, you don't really need to do a
Just-
club.
Yeah. Also like the high school running area is so competitive. Like there's not really a need for us.
yeah, for other sports, like I remember, I was like maybe thinking about playing soccer in college at some point, like in middle school when I was dreaming, and like one of my neighbors, he was telling me like if you want to play in college, like for soccer, then you need to play club. But for track, it's really like
It's all school.
yeah, if you want to run in college, then you show off through your high school team.
so talk about your coach at South Lakes and the style of the coach.
Oh my gosh, I love our coach. He's probably the most grumpy, mean, tough love person you know. Like, but like in the end, like I would not like none of us would be like where we are. I wouldn't be going to Michigan without him. Like he just is able, like our school is so lucky because we're able to go to these away meets, like meets in like New York and Philly and that require hotel stays and bus rides, and he puts us in positions to win. Like we were able to go to Eugene, Oregon, which is across the country, and win 2 golds and a third, which was an amazing opportunity. And so he just realizes this, and like our practice, I feel like when we have workouts and stuff, like we're dialed in, like we're focused, getting each rep done, like the last one, fast one, like it's very like let's get to business.
Yeah, after workouts, we're like done. Like sometimes we're rolling around on the turf, like I know people go all out in like their respective sports, but with track, it's really like
it's everything.
it's like your whole body, like you're going like
Yeah.
you can barely lift your legs anymore. Like you're using every last bit that you
Because your
have.
body's like, you're not like supposed to do this. Your body's like, this
Yeah.
feels good. You're like, you're pushing it harder than
Yeah.
Your body's like screaming at you.
Yeah, your mind's telling you like, okay, no more.
But you don't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, like our coach, he is like Bella said, like he's really tough on us, but he also like he cares so much. Like this past spring, I took an extra class after school, so I wasn't at practice, and I'd work out in the morning, so I'd be at the track really early in the morning, or I'd work out and I'd be at the track till like 9 p.m. and he'd always be there, like no matter how early or how late I had to stay, he would be in the weight room with me, and he'd be like still calling my reps. Like it would just he cares so much. Like he'll text us at like 2 a.m. be like, here's a plan for tomorrow.
How you feel?
Like, yeah.
Yeah, like when you have like bad races. Like I remember one time like I had a bad race and like he saved me for like 2 hours just to like talk and like motivate me and hype me up. And it just it meant like so much because like he just like when he cares, like he truly like wants to like help you.
He really cares about our long-term success. He doesn't push us too hard. We don't have crazy mileage. He always asks us how we're feeling, and if something's bothering us, he like tells us to take it chill, maybe take a few days off. I've talked to him and we've all talked to him, and he like has goals for us like through this year and past this year, past next year. Like he wants to keep us healthy for a long time.
How long have you guys been together as a relay team?
Yeah.
We really cemented it
This
like
End of last year.
End of
last
last year.
Like spring last year was like spring of 2023, I guess.
Yeah.
Was like when we really
Yeah.
clicked.
Do you ever get mad at each other?
Oh yeah, all the time. Definitely like,
Yeah.
you know, we're literally like family. Like
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
sibling arguing. Like not actually, but like we'll
Yeah.
butt heads sometimes.
We're all like,
We're pretty stubborn.
Yeah.
sometimes.
we're all very stubborn. Like we're all oldest siblings.
Yeah, we're
So,
all oldest
like,
sisters.
yeah, we're all oldest sisters. So we definitely like all have strong opinions, and we're used to like doing stuff our own way. So when you put four like stubborn girls together, sometimes we get in
Yeah.
And our coach is stubborn. Like sometimes
Yeah.
we have 5 different opinions.
No, but like honestly, like, our success started like last year, our state meet, like when we won the 4x8, and we were like, what? Like, no, because the year before we got 11. So to go from 11 to first, like we were like ecstatic. And then we just kept carrying that momentum, just like meet after meet. And then like when we won nationals, we were like holy moly, like this is this is a powerhouse relay, and we can take this like so much further. And like we took it further than I ever like thought we could take it, with like setting like the state records and like Penn, and then like especially like our 4x8. Remember like at nationals, like we wanted that 4x8 title, and like we got like second last year indoors, we got third last year outdoors, then we got
Third
The
this year
third-
indoors.
We were so close every
we
time.
were so close each time. And so to finally like win it, and by over like 20 seconds, like we were just so happy, because it was a goal we had
Yeah.
for so long.
That was like the perfect ending
Yeah.
to like what we had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, wait, that's 4. Let me come back to 4.
No, that was good.
And then we totally surprised ourselves by getting third in the 4x4.
Yeah. Like we won our heat. We were in like the second fastest heat, and we won by like we were
One
running by
shot.
ourselves. Like each relay, like we ran by ourselves, and just to
Yeah.
like our coach, he was happiest for the 4x4. Then the other 2 relays we won, like in the other 2 relays, he was like standing off like the completely other side of the track by himself. But then for the 4x4, he came to stand with our parents and was like jumping up and down, like
I don't know.
like a little smile on his face. Versus like the other 2, he was like, all right, ladies, like, get back to work.
So are relay teams like spouses in that you can never imagine yourself with anyone else? Or do you guys also think, as you go to college or that you look forward to other teams that you also mesh with? I mean, is it okay to think that way, or are you somehow you're being unfaithful by thinking about other relay teams?
I mean, I think this will definitely.
It's hard to imagine having a stronger relay. Also in college, like
They don't really.
there aren't as
Yeah.
many relays. Like there's the 4x1,
There's
the 4x4, the
DMR
DMR.
indoors only.
Yeah, so it's just I think college is definitely more focused
Individual.
on individual success. And in high school we could focus on the
On
4,
both.
obviously the 4x8 mainly. Then we also did the DMR, and obviously we had a lot of success in the 4x4. So us 4 were constantly racing together, warming up together, working out together. Like I don't think
It's definitely special, and
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
probably not gonna get something like it again. But that's okay.
that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy having.
But also like really lucky, like we said, our program is really strong, and like before it was the 4 of us. Like we had a senior who graduated 2 years ago, Annalise. Like she was it when we first won state. She was on the 4x8, and like like she's part of our story. Like the 4 of us are, like she's always pushed us. So like when Bella graduates, like she's graduated, obviously it's gonna be very sad. Like we are strong, like as a 4 of us, but like it's not just the 4 of us. Like we have people who are gonna come in, like when we
Yeah.
graduate next year, like when I graduate next year, like there's gonna be other people. Like
Yeah.
we're just constantly evolving.
Yeah, like the story's like not over. Like I like how you put that. Like even off like when I'm in college competing, like the South Lakes 4x8, like it's not done.
Yeah, people are gonna step up.
Yeah.
So Bella, is that going to make you feel a little bit strange when they replace you next year?
Oh, that makes me. I don't know, like it will, but like I have like so much faith in them. Like I'm so excited for them to get faster and stronger. And like same with myself, like I'm so excited for Michigan just to like training and get faster and stronger, and just to make my relay proud. So
Yeah. Well, look, I want to talk a little bit about your individual careers. So I was trying to get your guys' like record, but again, I wouldn't have had time to read it all. Why don't we start with Bella? Talk a little bit about your individual career at South Lakes, and also your goals at Michigan.
Yeah, so I started track really late. I started my sophomore year indoor, so I had no cross country experience. And I remember I interviewed, like we had 5 seniors on the team, and like at least 7 of them went D1. So I was with a very, very good like team, very good mindset, and I was able just to keep getting faster, kept winning races, like placing high at the state meets and like going to nationals. And it really started cementing in my junior year when like a lot of my success, I was starting to hit the times that I wanted, starting winning a lot of like big races. Like I was able to win states, I was able to be individually All-American, and that was like a really good year for me. That was like the year I was able to be like recruited and everything. And then like my senior year, like honestly, like my relay was my backbone because I had a lot of issues like with my health and everything. So I was able really to carry off on that success in the relay.
And your goals at Michigan?
Oh, ooh, my goals at Michigan. I just want to compete. Like I just want to get faster and stronger. Like I'm really competitive. Like we have a lot of girls coming into this like team, and I really just like want to prove my spot. Like I really want to break that 210 barrier in the 800. I really want to run. I've never run an indoor mile. I want to run an indoor mile, and just really again just like prove myself on that team because like if those girls know, I push myself so hard. Like every workout, I will like puke. I will give it my all, and so just like I just am so excited for that that next level. And like when Coach Rosk and I were talking like about colleges, like he knew like Michigan would be that like perfect fit because like again we had Alan Webb went to Michigan, Hannah Waller went to Michigan, another one of our runners, and just I hope they go to Michigan too. So yeah, just again, I just want to compete. That's my goal and get faster.
Well, that's great. Who wants to go next?
We can go down the
Wait,
line.
Go in order. Go in order. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I didn't really have that much of an individual success my freshman year. I think just being on the relay was like my biggest, like, I don't know, my biggest accomplishment. But this year, or I guess this past year, my sophomore year, I think I kind of started to be like, oh, like I know I'm doing well as part of this relay, but I can also like do well on my own because I wasn't really having that mindset until outdoor, I think. Well, actually, my first like biggest like placement was indoor when I got all state in the 500. That was really awesome. That was kind of like a breakthrough because I'd never really placed high individually before. And then I kind of carried that momentum, and then outdoor states was really successful for me. I got 3rd in the 800 and
From the first section.
yeah, so in like
All
championship
by
meets,
yourself.
there's usually 2 sections, and the first section is known as kind of the slower section. So I was seated in the first section, and like all my girls were in the second section. So I knew I had to like do it by myself. I know I wanted to go fast. So I kind of just like went, like I said, I had that like first like starting experience from the relay and stuff. And so I kind of just went from the gun, and I just wanted to run the fastest time possible because I was against the clock because I didn't know how fast the girls in the second were gonna go. And I ended up running 2:13 like 4 or something like that, which was a PR by a ton. And then after the second heat, when I figured out that I got 3rd, so that was definitely my biggest accomplishment, like individually. And I wouldn't have been able to do it without my like relay experience and these girls pushing me. So that was really awesome.
That's awesome.
So I kind of agree with Aya. My freshman year, it wasn't really until outdoor states where I saw myself as more of an individual athlete and not just a member of the relay team. In that year I placed 2nd in the 800 when I'd done like pretty well at districts and regions, but placing that high in states was really like a wake up moment for me. And then so throughout my sophomore year, I was district and region champ in cross country. And then going at states, I DNF that race. I didn't finish. That with like 600 meters to go, my legs just gave out and I was completely exhausted. And I feel like that's not usually like me. Like I'm not one to give up. Like if I could have finished that race, I would have.
You didn't give up.
No, I literally couldn't. And so having that gave me like a lot of motivation. And so indoors this year, I was state champ in the 1,000 and the 16. And then outdoors, I was state champ in the 800 and the 16. But one of my most proud moments is, so throughout my sophomore year, I realized like I could be like top of the state. But then we went to nationals and we had already won 2 championships in the DMR and the 4x8. And then I ran the mile, and I was also in the second section, so it wasn't the fastest, but there was this one girl from Texas and we really pushed each other, and I came away with a huge PR of 4:44 for the full mile, which is 4:42 for 1,600. And I ended up placing 4th at nationals, and so that was really like whoa, like I can be like top of the national level too now. So that was very exciting.
So I don't know, Caroline, did you guys mention college? Were you guys, your goals beyond high school, or it's still early? It's still early, right? So
Yeah, I know me, I definitely think I want to run in college now,
Mhm.
especially from my success my sophomore year. After freshman year, I wasn't sure, but
Mhm.
now I definitely have that goal of the next level.
All right.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I definitely enjoy running, but like I've only been doing it for 2 years and it feels like so long. 6 more years sounds very daunting.
Yeah.
But
Let's just take it one race at a time.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And obviously, like right now, I'm glad like I don't have to start reaching out until like the end of this year, pretty much. But I've seen like people committing, like Bella and like Manny, like another senior, and like lots of different seniors from our school and just like in the area. I've seen them committing, and I've also seen seniors like from our area who I used to see in high school races like doing really well now in college, and that's definitely inspiring. And I sorry. I think it's definitely something I can see, but I'm just not sure yet.
I'm not trying to rush you. How about you, Catalina?
So I would say it's pretty similar to them. Like my like high school career, I've never like had one moment where it's like, oh, I'm here. Every year, like my goal is just like to improve on myself and improve how I've been in the past. So my freshman year, I was really close to qualifying for states at the end of outdoor. Like I had a really big PR at the end, but I was just right off states. And then at the end of sophomore year, I got the last place, like to be all state. I was like, I think all state is top 6, and I was 6 by like just a tiny little bit. And then this past year, again, like outdoor states, I was 3rd in the 1,600, which was a really big race for me. But also that whole year, I had just been like putting myself in the races, in a competitive way. Like I was putting myself to win. I was putting myself to be with the top. So I think definitely that's just what I want to continue for the rest of this, like the rest of my high school career, just improving on what I've done in the past and just like making every day a new opportunity to be my best.
And maybe college will work out, and if it doesn't, you're on to the next thing. Now, you guys all mentioned indoor and outdoor, or most of you guys did. Is there a different skill set to be successful indoor than outdoor, or is it just the
I
same?
would say it's very similar.
Yeah.
I like outdoor way better.
The only difference is maybe for sprinters, I think there's a larger difference with like running the tight turn indoors, but for us distance runners, there's not that big. of a
Yeah.
difference.
The one thing I would say is like I'm the only one who runs like so far who's run like the 2 miles. So indoors it's 16 laps, and that can be a lot. Like definitely in the middle of it, I'm like, okay, just like settle in. Like don't let it get to your head that you're just like keep turning. Like every time I just like go past the finish line, it's like, oh, I have so many more laps. But other than that, like if we run the same distances for the most part, like indoors we run the 1,000, outdoors we run the 800. But everything else is the same, and like we're competitive in both. So
One constant is the 4x8 indoor.
Yes.
Right.
Indoors.
You say what? It's constant just because you guys are good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what percentage of running is mental, and what percent is physical? Like, obviously, I know they go hand in hand, because if you have the mental, then the physical comes as well, because you can train harder. But when you think about a successful runners, what percent would you say is mental? What percent would you say is physical?
I feel like 50-50. I
Yeah,
say 60-40.
like 60
mental?
mental.
60 mental.
I would say
40.
60 physical, 40. Like I would say like for me, it's physical, and then the last like 10% is just like if that's hard. But for the most part, like it's my
No
body that
worries.
needs to get through it. At the end, like
Yeah.
the last 10% is hard for me.
But there's this
Wait, of a
expression,
race.
Or just of anything. Like
that your mind will tell you to give up far before your body's
Yeah.
actually done. So
I think your mind, it can be like your biggest like what's
obstacle.
like obstacle and biggest ally. Like it can tell yourself like go like catch that girl, like you can win, or it can be like no, this is hard, like I don't want to do this. Like it can get on you like so much of track, because it's just you, like you're just running in circles, is mental. And I feel like that's a big thing, like especially me, like I need to work on is getting past that like mental block, because especially like when you see all these runners we look up to, they've had a lot of setbacks and challenges, whether that be like injuries, health, or just like mental. Like like Simone Biles, like she like had to step out of Tokyo because of her mental health, and now look at her, she has like 4 gold medals. So I think it's a huge thing, like athletes should prioritize when coming, because again, like once you get that right, once you get that chip, it can help you go so far.
So I played basketball and football in high school, and I was a pretty good sprinter, but I never ran track high school. But I got into 5Ks, and 5Ks are great. I mean, a lot of folks do marathons. Never had any interest in that, but I would love in my 30s or 20s to love to run a fast 5K. And even, up until I'm 58 now, up until I was, 52, 53, I can win like a local 5K in my age group. And it was a lot of fun. It's a very good social thing. Can you guys see yourself one day, if you have 50 kids, even, or you have no kids, whatever, if you're not into that, can you guys see yourself like when you're my age, still running and go out there competing? And
Yeah, with our school, like part of our like team is that we actually like
for community service.
yeah, we course marshal like these community 5Ks. There's a ton of them because there's a lot of like runners in the Reston area. And so just like seeing like people from the area from like ages like 4 to like 80, like running these like 5Ks, like 1 mile to 10 mile races. It's like definitely like I can definitely like see myself doing that, and I know they definitely can too.
Yeah.
And like just like staying, like we said before, the running community is so like uplifting, and it's such a good community. So there's like run clubs, and definitely like
Yeah.
wanting to surround yourself with runners like throughout the rest of your life, and like
Good
and-
way to stay healthy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like I genuinely like I like running. I think it's good for like my mental health, and it's just something like I enjoy doing. So
Yeah.
so you can see yourself like me when you're 58 trying to win your age group
I can
in
see.
the South Lakes 5K.
so I don't think we could just go out and like jog something.
Yeah, I couldn't like go like out there and like jog that. Like I need to compete.
Yeah. Yeah, I always have to have something to compete at. I did bike racing for many years. I still ride. I don't do races, it's too dangerous. But again, I was a basketball player and football player. I was a pretty decent player. But when those days are over, I moved on to the next competition, and running is great. My son is at UVA. He played soccer at Yorktown. And he's a good runner because if you're a midfielder, as you guys know, you run a lot. And I've always encouraged him. I was like, you're going to really enjoy these 5Ks because you have that base, but you have to, just go out there and run every day. And, he's really caught on. Every day he goes out, he runs, he tells me his time. And, he's taller than me. I was only 5'10", but I can see him, winning a 5K. Not big time 5K unless that's what he wants, but doing the local 5K and doing really well. So but anyway, look, this has been great. I just I'm so glad that I got a chance to talk to you guys tonight. I know that Bella's getting ready to go to school. I'm very excited for you. Did I ask you, do you get to pick your replacement, or does the coach get to pick your replacement, or does Catalina, Ava, and Caroline get to pick Bella's replacement on the relay team?
It's just whoever shows up.
Yeah, track is very straightforward sport. Whoever's running the top 4 times is gonna be the 4 on the relay.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no emotion. There's no like, oh, I like this person.
Zero emotion.
It's nice. It's like basketball and soccer is so political.
So
Like
coaches-
right? We're just trying to just like who runs the fastest, like who wants it more.
Yeah.
What if the person who runs the fastest is not, it ruins your chemistry? Is not a nice person. You guys hate this person. And Bella, who you guys love, leaves, and you get this
I've seen some
person
horror
who's
stories.
incredibly talented, but it's unbearable. Is that
Yeah.
so? It's not a consideration that maybe the chemistry could be affected.
Well, that would be our coach's decision.
Yeah.
But we're
But-
lucky that all our teammates are pretty awesome.
Yeah,
too.
and we work to create that kind of positive environment.
Yeah, I've seen horror stories in college where like people won't get recruited, even if they're like national champions, because of like how they treat their parents or how they treat the other people. Like definitely people want like runners that are gonna have a really successful longevity to the program.
Yeah.
And I think a 4x8 perfectly demonstrates that.
Mhm.
So there, you can go on Instagram and watch videos of college basketball coaches, and they always talk about when they go on recruiting trips, they watch the player when his team is way up and he's not in the game. Is he still cheering for his teammates? They watch the player's parents in the stands, whether the parent is, a team player and not, has the attitude. Those little things are important, and I agree that those are the kind of things that will reveal themselves anyway. And I think it's I was kidding when asking the question. It was my way of saying we're gonna miss you, Bella. But anyway, guys, look, this is great. I'm so glad that I got a chance to meet you guys. I wish all you guys the best luck, Bella. Best luck at Michigan, and Catalina, Ava, and Caroline. I'm excited. Hopefully, maybe I'll come.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
You're good, you're good.
Apologize, Aya. But I'm excited. Hopefully, I'm really good friends with your old principal, Kim Retzer is a good friend of mine. But I will definitely come by and try to check out a meet and hopefully get to see you guys in action next year.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for your time.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it was a great time talking to you guys. Have a good evening, and let's keep in touch.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Take care.